Hey guys, I am making some wax molds today. Wax melts. Sorry, not molds. And so I'm going to show you how I do it. By no means am I an expert. I did my first pour yesterday, but I have done a ton of research, and the wax melts that I did last night turned out pretty well. I haven't been able to melt them yet. It is recommended that with the type of wax I'm using, that you allow them to sit up to 36 hours or 48 hours after you've demolded them, just so that way that oil fully solidifies and incorporates in your wax. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna show you all the steps. Bear with me. I'm still trying this out, and it's trial and error. 100% trial and error. So you will need a scale. Super important. I am weighing everything in ounces just because for math purposes it's so much easier. Okay, so that's zeroed out. I'm going to put this on. So we're going to start with the wax, getting the wax melting down. It takes the longest. Doesn't take super long. The stovetop that came in the candle making kit that I got is really nice. It threw me off the first time I used it because I didn't really fully look at the directions. I was like, it's a stove. How hard could it be? There was a little bit of smoke that comes off, but that's just like the protective covering. So for the mold that I'm using, I used the same mold yesterday, and I melted too much wax down. I did originally yesterday melt like 3.5 ounces, and so today I'm going to do just 3 ounces and see if I don't have as much extra. I don't know I can't remember the name. This is the brand that came with the kit that I got. Both, and then I bought extra. Both are all natural soy. There's no additives, no nothing. It's just all natural soy wax. Alright. Get it back on ounce. There we go. Alright. Sure, it's all nice and zeroed out. There we go. Oh, most important thing with making any types of homemade stuff, especially if you want to give them away and they're not just for you, wash your hands before you start. Make sure you wash your hands. It's vastly important. Okay, so now that that's weighed out, I'm going to get it set over here so we can get it melting. And then I am going to get the oil mixture ready. There we go. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to do a lemon and sweet orange. I'm going to do more sweet orange than... Sorry, I am getting over a nasty cold. I'm going to do more sweet orange than lemon. For this amount of wax, I need 0.3 of an ounce of fragrance oil. And so these are 0.17 of an ounce. So it'll be like 0.13 of lemon and more sweet orange. The way I'm getting the math for that, hold on. So the way that I figure out the measurement of how much is needed is I do a 10% oil to volume of wax. So because I have 3 ounces of wax, I need 0.3 of an ounce of oil. So let me get it timed out. Had somebody come in. I had to pause the video for a minute. Sorry, guys. Alright, so pop this open. I just tap it a little bit to make sure that it fully comes out. Alright, and then... Okay, so then we'll add the lemon just until the scale says 0.3. Ooh. It's trying to spill. This part takes a minute because you don't want to add too much, especially when you're mixing the oils, because you can't take it back out. There we go. Definitely need a towel now. Always keep these handy. You never know when you're going to need them. Ooh. That smells really good. I really like that. I might add... Oh, I can't add. I'm already at my limit. I think if I were to do this scent again, I would probably add just a hint more sweet orange than I did this time. I have more sweet orange in a bigger bottle. If you're thinking about doing this yourself, definitely pay attention to what size fragrance oils you're buying, because to make three ounces of wax, it takes almost two 5-milliliter bottles of fragrance. And so if you don't want to mix fragrances like I'm doing, you'll need more. I almost forgot to turn this on. Turn that bad boy on. You will want your thermometer handy. You don't want your wax, for soy wax, you don't want it over 200 degrees. It'll break down the wax and it won't have a good scent throw. Whew, it is very citrusy in here. I am going to add a little bit of regular, just liquid candle making, soap making dye to the oil. Oh, that's right. I didn't open this one. You can't just cut the tops off these. They're really weird, but I figured out a cheat to doing so. Handy dandy letter. Just heat up the end of a paper clip and bam, it's open. So I'm going to do probably 4 or 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 5. Because I'm also going to be adding some mica powders. And then I also have, I'm going to show you how I am doing my molds. I have it pretty much ready. I'm going to show you how I do, I'm going to fill in the last space for you guys. I'd like to have my molds done up and ready before I start the wax. There it is. Alright, so we're going to do this orange color. You can't really tell, but it is very shimmery. I'm not going to add a whole lot because we're not doing a huge batch. But I'm going to add a little bit of orange. Ooh, I'm actually going to leave that open because I'm going to need it again in just a minute. And then we got this yellow color since we're doing a orange and lemon scent. Check that in just a second. Go. I'll leave that open as well. Just incorporate that really well. Make sure ooh, that is pretty. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Look at that. It is so shimmery. And so that's what our wax melt is looking like. You just stir it up a little bit. Get it all incorporated. See how it's still kind of cloudy and not translucent and clear. You don't want to add any fragrance oil until it is 100% clear. Alright, so now that we got that mixed up and ready, we will just set it to the side. I'm going to need that. Make sure I don't get rid of it. Alright, so I am using this wax mold right now. Because I'm just making little samples. I'm going to be doing up sample bags for people. I'm going to put them for sale, but I don't know if they're really going to do anything. So that's the yellow. So I just take a little bit of orange with a dry paintbrush, and I am just going to dab it around in here in just different spots because I'm doing 2 tones on this one. I don't know how this is going to come out of the mold. I had a little bit of trouble yesterday with yesterday's. I painted down a reddish orange, and some of them came out and the other ones just didn't. And I don't know if it was because it was a brand new mold. It was the first time it's ever been used, so sometimes that first pour will not be as good as the rest. So now that this is all nice and coated, you don't need much, hardly any at all. You just want to add a little bit of color. I am also going to be putting some of this Omanthus in a couple. I want to see how they do. I'm not sure how these dried flowers are going to do in the warmers. I'm going to test them before I offer them to anybody else. So I'm super excited about that. Let's see. We're going to do just a couple of them. Alright, so we'll get that set to the side. You want something, if you're not pouring it in this place where you're going to keep it, have a tray or something to put it on to be able to move it around after it hardens. Oop. You fell. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, perfect. Let's see what temperature we're at. Turn it down until I gotta read. Don't want it to get too hot. All right, we are good. Take this off the heat. It is at 193. So we want to get that cooled down just a little bit. So let's just start stirring it. So it will cool down. We want it to cool down to closer to 180. See where we're at now. 193. We got pretty close to 200. Okay, I will be back once it cools down to 180. Okay, it is at 185. Stir that back up. Make sure that all that mica is dissolved. Alright, I'm gonna get that poured in. Make sure you get all of it out. Now, the most important thing is you need to stir it for at least 1 minute. 2 preferably. So we'll just stir and stir and stir. And you want to watch the temperature as well. Alright, after that 2 minutes is up, I will be back for pouring. Alright, it has been 2 minutes. So, and we're sitting at 158. So you want to pour between 140 and 160. I don't pour before 160. Depending on what you're pouring into, most plastic molds can't handle temperatures of over 160. And so they will, it'll like disfigure your mold. I have silicone, so it can handle temperatures that high, but it's better to just I am thinking about, so the color, I'm not, whoops, throwing things around. I'm not sure if I like this color, so I'm going to add, I think, a couple more drops. Stir that in really well. Alright, we are just under we're sitting at 150 even. Alright. Time to pour. Oh, let's put the lid back on that dye before I spill it, because anybody knows me knows I will. Alright. I don't have a very steady hand, so this part does take me a second. Alright. And just because I have that's not good. Oh my gosh. There we go. Well, now I might not need that other one. I'm just going to over pour these just a little bit more. I bumped them, so. Alright. It won't fill one of these, but I don't want to waste it, and I know I can make a sample out of it. So I'm going to very carefully move those and bring I have a bunny one over, and it'll probably just fill, yeah, the bottom. And then I know I don't know where my little scrapey scrape went. I'm just gonna kind of scrape over the top. Alright, let's show you guys what we got over here. So it just barely filled that. But we've got all of these. And I'll show you what the ones I made yesterday looked like, because these won't be hardened. I'll probably have to let them sit right here for, I think it was an hour yesterday, before I felt like they were fully encrusted and I can move them. But I have this small tray that I made yesterday. And like I said, yesterday it poured more than just the succulent. I was able to get 3 of these little bunnies. And then this is what I meant by the mica powder not picking up on everything. So as you can see, it's kind of splotchy. Looks really cool still. I like it. But like this one took all of it. And those little purple flecks you see are actually lavender buds. So I'm super excited to try this. This scent was the mango and tangerine. Really excited. It smells amazing, just cold. I can't wait to see how it smells warm. You want to make sure that if you add your essential oils and colorant at a lower temperature, you want to make sure that you warm up those oils first. If you add it at a higher temperature, you don't have to do that. And so that's why I say once you get to that 180, add those oils in, because it doesn't matter the temperature at that point. It will incorporate. You need to make sure that the fragrance oil and the wax bind. And I have had the most success doing that at 180. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. I'm going to be doing this more often. I'm making more samples and wax melts. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.